We have Dr. Gary Meds, Dr. Akiko, Dr. Kirti Punamia, Dr. Ramesh,
Okay, good.
to here on this side.
Okay, fine. So the panel is appearing to be absolutely tremendous and fabulous, but we are going to present a simple case today, not so much complications, but certainly we will have some interest during this case. So along with me is Dr. Neeraj, Dr. Sakshi, and the entire team from Vedanta.
I'd like to mention to you, Gary and Akiko and others, Dr. Praveen Chandra is most wanted person in the country, both valves and imaging. Kirti also got into valves now. The Praveen Chandra has been doing it before. He is very good at both balancing out Indian products as well as international ones, and extremely difficult to accommodate all the companies' requests. So, but he's quite helpful, always cooperative. So, in spite of all troubles and busy schedules, he agreed to do 4 roles. Thank you, Praveen. Over to you. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Srinivas, and it is a pleasure to participate in TCT Asia Pacific, which you are spearheading in such a nice way. And thanks for all the support you are getting from Dr. Gary Mintz and Dr. Akiko, Dr. everybody who's on the panel today, and also the other physicians from US. So Dr. Neeraj, would you like to present this history?
So he's a 67-year-old gentleman, and he presented to us with shortness of breath. Actually, initially he had a class 2 dyspnea, but later on, of late, he had class 3, and when he presented to the hospital, he's in class 4. And he had orthopnea, PND, and in fact, he was in some sort of heart failure, and he was managed conservatively, and once he was fit enough, we did the angiogram, but echocardiogram done prior to angiogram showed that his ejection fraction was only 20%, and he had a global hypokinesia. There were restrictive mitral patterns, PA pressures were raised, and with decongestive therapy, the PA pressures and the LVEDP settled down, and we did the angiography. And the right coronary artery was normal, and there was a LAD bifurcation lesion, and there was a lesion in the large OM, the proximal and the mid segment. And as far as his ECG was concerned, there was no LVVB. In fact, it was a narrow QRS complex. So, seeing the whole scenario, the double vessel disease, low EF, a narrow QRS complex with frequent ventricular ectopics by Germany and all the stuff, he was managed medically, and his cardiac PET scan was done. And the cardiac PET scan revealed that there is no area of infarction in which, but there was all hibernation in the LAD territory. And the remainder of the segments were well perfused.
Yeah, so we can go to the fluoro, please. Fluoro. Yeah. Okay, so you saw the brief history of this patient. He comes with low ejection fraction and then is found to have coronary artery disease. And his coronary artery disease, as you can see on the fluoro image. Next, please. There is a lesion in the OM which is significant but not critical. And here you see that there is a bifurcation lesion in the LAD. So the idea was that, since he's having significant lesions in the coronary angiogram, it may be a reasonable idea to take him for an revascularization, because his ejection fraction is already low and he has no infarcted myocardium. So with this, the plan is to treat this bifurcation lesion first, and then of course we'll treat the circumflex lesion. So at this point in time, we thought that it may be a good idea to assess this lesion very carefully. So we have done OCT also, which we will see a pre-procedure OCT has been done in this patient. So can you show the OCT picture? Yeah. So run it, please. So you can see that the picturization is reasonable, because it is done with just saline. We didn't want to give too much contrast to him as a upfront thing, so we have been giving only Visipaque, but the OCT has been done with just saline. So you can see that this is without any pre-dilatation, and there is a fibrocalcific plaque calcification just at the bifurcation, and also just above that there is a chunk of calcium from almost 2 o'clock to almost 6 o'clock position, and here beyond that it is all fibrotic lesion. So maybe at this stage we can have some comments or suggestions or discussion by the panel. Srinivas.
Yeah, this is Akiko. I think that this region is actually majority was lipidic plaque, except the calcium at the site of the bifurcation.
Yes,
That's number one. So, and also because long, but I think the vessel size is actually much larger than what we see by angio. Its distal is almost 3 and the proximal is much larger. So that's very good news. And finally, because you are using the sarin, I'm surprised it's very nice picture, but sarin is a different inflection compared to the contrast. So measurement itself is a little bit smaller than DL, so about 5% by area. So that's important to understand.
Right.
Most of the calcium is in non-stenotic segments.
Yes, yes. So it is just at the bifurcation. So we have to actually, if we have to, when we are going to stent it, it will be starting from the proximal segment, even between the two septals actually. So that is the area where there is a calcification, and the stent will land up into that area, definitely, because we'll have to treat the diagonal also, it appears, because the diagonal is appearing to be, the ostium is appearing to be tight. So now the question is what kind of technique we'll have to choose before, we start doing this procedure. So in our mind, I thought that it may be a reasonable idea, since we are thinking that this is a significant lesion in the diagonal ostium, and the diagonal may need a treatment. So the option could be two. One is that we do a upfront, a DK crush or a mini crush stenting, or a ultra mini crush stenting, or we go for a provisional stent. Yeah, Dr. Mintz.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you say about this? These two approaches in this case, looking at the angiogram and the images which you saw in the.
I mean, I must admit, I'm a fan of provisional stent strategies. I don't, even unless the side branch has long diffuse disease, most of the time you get away with single stent strategies, and there's no data to suggest that routine 2-stent strategies have any benefit compared to a single stent. I think what the OCT shows you is clearly where the landing zones are. As Akiko mentioned, the vessel size, which you have to increase a little bit because of saline techniques and so on. You've got clear stent length measurements. Yes, you're going to land the proximal edge in an area of calcium, but that you just have to be careful not to cause a major dissection. I think, as I said, I'm a fan of one stent strategies.
Okay.
I think based on the OCT, what we see in the osteodiag, it looks like disease, but we really don't understand what's the osteodisease without doing the OCT from the diag.
So show the OCT of the ostium of the diagonal. Yes.
Akiko would like you to.
Just a minute. Yeah. You can see that it is like looking diseased, but not so critical in any, So we can actually opt for a provisional stent strategy. So can you see this image?
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think we are looking at the diag in the 6 o'clock,
yes,
but we don't see the entire segment. So we just see carina side, no disease, but we have no idea what's this.
Yes.
So without having the OCT.
I can even do a OCT of the diagonal, if you want.
So there are two approaches. One, you do OCT of the diagonal. The second is there are 3-dimensional reconstruction techniques that can give you a better look at the ostium and maybe a couple of millimeters into the diagonal. But it probably takes less time just to do OCT of the diagonal than it is to do the 3D.
I think we can do it quickly, yes. Okay. So I'm taking the OCT for the diagonal, and then we will see how it looks. Because this is very critical. Decision which has to be taken in a bifurcation lesion to get the best outcomes, and doing extra imaging is not bad. And we already have the catheter, so just a small effort, and we will know exactly where we are. Okay. So we will just do a short, quick run here, and I think we can do with the this thing.
You want this line?
Yeah, 20 ml, 20 ml lure lock.
Yeah, there.
There we are. Yeah. Okay. So the catheter is there. You can see. Can you also show the floor? They can see it. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Can you put the guide a little bit inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold the guide. Hold the as you inject. Okay.
Just right.
Okay. Enable. Just a minute. Okay, fine. This time we use the contrast, and can you show the image?
So the diagram is also big, at least like 2.5.
Yes, yeah, it
this
is.
study,
It is.
right?
It is a big artery.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and
that is why
then-
we have to be, kind of cognizant of the fact that we cannot lose this diagonal at any point. And you can
Yeah.
see,
It looks like the region was really only the ostium and kind
Yes.
of negative remodeling.
Yeah.
And we see the calcium, so now it's already LED. And then actually the branch of the diag is almost trifurcation.
yes.
No,
yes.
go back.
Go back.
So that's a distal diag,
Yes,
which
yes.
is
And can we
completely-
see, sorry, can we see the case and not a Kiko?
Play.
Can we see it,
Yeah,
the
show.
case?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're only seeing a Kiko.
Okay, okay. No, we are seeing the case. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you see that's the ostium, kind
Yeah.
of trifurcation.
Yes.
And very focal.
Yes.
And then the calcium is minimum and something
Yeah.
like fibrolipidic. So I think provisional seems to be reasonable. What do you think?
Yeah,
Based
okay.
on the OCT.
You know, what happens is that there are two things. One is that if you look at this ostium, it looks, reasonably significant to me, at least on the angiogram. And on the OCT also, can you just show the ostium of this
Ostium of the diagonal.
Again.
That's not the
No.
that's
this is
not
the
the-
ostium.
Yeah.
Go
back,
Here
go
it
back.
is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a place.
Yeah,
Play,
okay.
play.
So I
This.
think, this is a significant plaque here, because why it is so important is that because if we don't treat this ostium well, it will be very difficult to put a stent and expand it completely. So if we are thinking that there is a 90% chance that we'll have to stent this diagonal, so it may be a reasonable idea to treat this ostium better beforehand and then do a dedicated stenting, rather than just, leaving a very suboptimal result on the diagonal if a stent is required. So this is with this idea, I think that, it may be a good idea to, can you show the fluoro image in the big?
Even the ostium of the diagonal is very fibrotic.
Yeah, it's very kind of fibrotic lesion. So what I was thinking is
Cutting
that we
balloon
should
of
do
diagonal.
a good dilatation of the diagonal, good dilatation of the LAD, and then do a decay crush technique in this case. Because proximal artery is quite roomy. So this is what I was, kind of contemplating, and we will go ahead with dilatation now. Give me the balloon, please.
2.5. You want a 2.5 cutting at diagonal?
I know that, it's after the EBC results, everybody is now talking of this, provisional stent technique, and, single stent definitely is a good idea, but with such big diagonals, it's not reasonable to leave them behind, especially
And severe
in those
dysfunction.
patients where, we are thinking that it is all ischemic cardiomyopathy. So we are dilating here. Can you?
I mean, that's
check?
the other question. Is there another cause of his
What?
cardiomyopathy?
1, 2, 3, 4. That, I mean, basically, yeah, we were discussing about this earlier. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a 2.5 millimeter. I have actually chosen a Wolverine here because I want to really do the ostium also with the Wolverine and proximal segment where there is bifurcation. So we are doing with just one balloon. Deflate, please. Although in the distal segment it is not so critical to use this. Check, please. Check a little bit. Okay, go up, go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Not opened.
12. Okay, deflate. So I will go to the bifurcation now.
You want to rotate it here?
No, it's okay.
no
Check, please. Okay, okay. Go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Deflate. Deflate, please. So I will pre-dilate both these lesions because in my mind I am ready for a 2-stent technique, and hence I will have to do a good pre-dilatation so that the stent expansion is not an issue once we are doing it. Okay, so we have done the pre-dilatation of the LAD. Now we are pre-dilating the diagonal. Here we are.
Wolverine 2.5 by 10.
Yes, and it is the same Wolverine 2.5 by 10, and we know that this vessel is at least 2.5.
Diameter of diagonal.
Okay. Wire has come back a little bit. Branch में. Okay.
Not
Okay.
too much.
Check, please. Little bit check.
Pull in.
Check. Go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. Deflate. So we have gone up to 16 atmospheres with the balloon, and now okay. So now we'll take a 2.5 into I think 8 or a 12. 12 should be okay. We'll take a 12 stent for the diagonal. Yeah, move the wire a little bit distally. Check a little bit.
Did you measure the immediate external elastic laminar diameter in the dia?
You can tell how much is the EL diameter in the diagonal.
Distal diagonal.
Diagonal.
You're going to have to.
So you are thinking that we can even go higher with the stent size?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll check.
seems to be large diagonal. Let's
Okay.
check.
Yeah.
EL to EL.
So the diagonal is quite a big
2.6.
one. How much?
2.6.
2.6.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah,
So we'll take a
2.5 is good.
2.5. 2.5,
Yeah,
12.
yeah.
Yes. We'll take a 2.5, 12, please.
And give a 3 millimeter balloon.
Yes. And a 3 millimeter balloon for the
312 ले ले.
LED. So we'll put a 3 millimeter balloon in the LED. 312. Give me 2.5, 12. Stent. This is Expedition.
This is expedition.
Okay.
Dr.
3O.
Praveen Chandra,
3O, 12.
though, Dr. Praveen Chandra, sir,
Yes.
Dr. Srinivas,
Yes. Yes, Srinivas.
though we always follow mini-tap and tap, many of this bifurcation stenting techniques showed that culotte has a better results because the ostial mist is not there at all. And we were discussing with Ferenc just 1 hour,
Yeah.
session before.
Yeah.
But we also, same with us here, we still follow using because we always wanted to avoid the 2 layers of stents in the
Yes.
proximal artery.
Yeah, because this artery is not so big. I mean, I would have chosen a culotte if it was like a 4 millimeter. I am happier that way. And although on OCT it looks big, but on angiogram it initially, okay. Can you check please? Check please. Okay, give me the balloon. Balloon please. So now we have the 3 into 12.
3 into 12 millimeter balloon
3 into 12.
for first crash.
Into the LED. And
Dr. Gary sir, for your doubt of not seeing Akiko big and when whoever is talking, Zoom automatically selects it to make big IB. If you have to avoid it, you have to go to the right corner and pin the picture, whichever you want it to be bigger. So then that will continuously remain big for you.
Okay. Check, please.
But all the other delegates who are just logged in for streaming, sir, they are enjoying the program on the bigger screens. In India, we're following first time this screening onto the PVR cinema halls, with following all COVID precautions. About 50, 60 at each hub in the country. They are watching these things in the big screen. You see one in the Zoom, the below window, how it is being streamed to outside, you are seeing it below Akiko here. So that's how all others are watching on the big screen. Unfortunately, we panelists and we have to see in this smaller ones.
So I am positioning the stent in the ostium near, for the diagonal. So this is where we are. So how many people like Srinivas, are you happy with this positioning, or you want a little bit more distal, the stent?
No, that's okay.
It looks okay?
Because if you go distally, then you could miss the ostium.
Yeah. But at the same time, we don't want too much of the stent also to be inside protruding inside. So just a fraction of millimeter, I would be happy that way.
And what is your general protocol? You first inflate LED balloon and pull it back?
No. I'll just keep the balloon there and do this.
Just to crush you use it?
Yeah, for the crush, nothing else. Yeah. Yeah, this looks okay to me. Okay.
Some people, what is recommended is inflate the balloon and pull the stent back totally.
Stent.
So that,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Stent.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see how the stent is expanded very well
12.
at 12 atmospheres? 12.
softly and...
Yeah, very softly, nicely. Yeah, deflate.
Down.
Okay. So I'll pull it a little bit back and go a little higher. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll do a stent boost. So do a stent boost. Live. So you can see the stent boost. No, they can't see this fluoro image. Actually, there is a new system where we can. You see it? Okay, fine. Go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Stent.
Stent. 10, 12, 14.
I think
It's fully expanded deflate. So I'll check it out.
We'll take out the balloon. We'll check for the edge dissection and perforation.
So I will check for the edge dissections.
And perforation, there's nothing. Then
This
fine.
looks nice. Okay.
So we'll take out the.
So I am taking the balloon out, the stent balloon. Yes. The only thing is, sometimes I have seen that if you don't position the balloon in that main vessel, it becomes a little difficult to cross it if the stent is actually pressing on the other wall of the main vessel.
yes, sir. It's very important to have a balloon and crush it. Otherwise, many times the struts will make it create trouble.
Okay, fine. So I'll take it out. I have taken the wire and check, please. Don't.
Yeah, I'm not
go up.
doing
Go up now. We are crushing it. Go up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay. 16, 18. Take 20. Deflate.
Okay.
So we have gone with a 3 millimeter
NC balloon.
NC balloon. Okay. So we'll recross, do the first recrossing and then do the first kiss. Okay. Yeah. Give me a wire, please. Okay. So Srinivas.
Yes.
So how many times now these days you do a mini crush, or whenever you are crushing you always do a decay crush?
For LED, left main definitely, sir. For LED, if the diagonal is not that big, sometimes we may still use a mini crush or tap, whatever.
Okay. But for left main you always do a decay crush, right?
Yes.
Okay.
please.
Unless LCX is totally free from disease where you just want to do a crossover. We are talking about two stent technique.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, epicranial.
Now we have distal strut.
No.
You generally go distally and then while coming back enter into that thing, or you directly enter
No,
obviously.
in this first crossing, I will try
Yeah.
to go as proximal as possible.
Okay.
Okay. Because otherwise I will miss the, the stent will actually do a geographical miss at the carina.
Yes.
So you're fine. Okay.
Generally, but when you are following two stent technique, it may not be that important. But when you are doing provisional, definitely the
Yes.
distal strut crossing will help to.
No, so the
actually-
second crossing will be distal. The first
Yeah.
crossing is proximal, the second crossing. Give me the balloon, please. A 2.5 millimeter balloon.
2.5 and Y.
Yeah. 2.5 balloon. So now I will do a kissing with a balloon in the diagonal and the balloon in the LED. So give me the 3 millimeter till then. 2.5,
As you are-
2.5,
as you are
12
working,
NC
Dr.
track.
Gary, lot of stress is important
Or
is given
2.58.
to identify the strut proximal or distal in OCT.
8.
What are your comments on that, sir?
Well, I mean, I think the data shows that it's important, but you can't always achieve it.
Yes.
And you're not doing really OCT guidance. You are crossing into the side branch and then you're checking.
Yeah, are you going to check the OCT to confirm the proximal wiring? Or you are very confident you
I think we are confident and
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. So I have taken a 2.5 balloon and see how easily it will cross or not. Yes, it has crossed. It is okay. Crossed very well. Okay. Connect, please.
Sometimes if there is difficulty for the stent to enter, we might use a regular balloon also, which is compliant.
Yeah.
NC balloon sometimes
Yes,
create
sometimes
trouble
may.
while-
Yes, totally agreeable. Yeah, but here it was a 8 millimeter balloon, a rather straight path, so it should be fine.
Angulation was also correct.
Yeah. So here we are. So this is a 3 millimeter going into the main vessel. Okay. Okay, and I'll pull it a little bit back. Okay. Okay. Yeah, check please. I think we are okay. Yeah. Okay, go up with the 2.5. First we'll open the struts. 2 each, 4 each, 6 each, 8 each. No, 8 for the 2.5. 2,
4, 6, 8.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
That's all.
Deflate. Okay. Now I am going to do a kissing. Okay, 2, 4, 2 each, 2 each, 4 each, 6 each, 8 each, 9 each.
Some
Deflate.
people prefer going, keeping one at nominal and going the high pressure in the other one. And,
Yeah, so we
repeat
have
the-
gone to moderate pressures, about 8 to 10 for each of them. And now I'm taking this out. Now we'll take the second stent. So now what size of stent? Second stent, 2.5 or 3 distally?
I think, what is the measurement on the,
Yeah, the measurement was
Distal.
2.6.
2.6.
Distally 2.6.
no, that's diag, right?
No,
Dia.
for the
Dia of the distal
we
LED.
can check it again. Yeah,
You
no
look.
problem.
Whichever.
What is the measurement?
They are asking on the OCT, I think, sir.
Yeah, OCT, we are showing you. Show the OCT measurement of the distal reference of the LED. It's 2.6.
2.54,
2.5,
2.56. So
Yeah.
about like 5% smaller. So
yes.
real number is like 2.6 or 2.65.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5, unfortunately. Yeah.
2.5.
And it's large. It's a long
33.
lesion, Akiko,
Yes,
so maybe a
33,
little
yes.
underperfused.
Yeah, so should we take a 2.7,
2.75
2.5 or 2.75 may also be fine, because I agree
Catheter
that
is
there
7.
could be some,
Spasm.
because of the
Give nitrogen.
saline, because this was a saline injection.
So proximal to the diagonal, it looks quite, a normal segment place, it looks quite okay to take 2.75 also.
Yes. So and then proximally we'll dilate, maybe going up to 3.5 or 3.25. 2.75 into 33,
30 millimeter length.
33.
Probably you need to have little amount of stent proximal to the bifurcation also.
Yes,
that
we
is
will
also kept.
have, yeah. Give me the stent, please. 2.75, 33. Yeah. So I'll take the wire out. Take the wire, diagonal wire out. Okay. Hold the wire, please. So I've taken a 2.75, 33. And we won't go to very high pressures, because
Distally.
distally we don't. Now I've taken this diagonal wire again out. Oh, hold this.
This again is done because to avoid the diagonal wire getting crushed between two
Yes,
layers of
yes.
stent.
It gets trapped. Okay. एक मिनट check. उसमें देख लो light check. Okay.
What stent you have taken, sir?
Yeah, this is again Expedition 2.75 into 33. Okay. Check, please. So distally we are reasonable. We can pull it a little bit back if required. So I want to check in other view also now. Let's check in the RO
Always
caudal.
important to check in caudal views, the
Yeah,
proximal
yeah,
position,
yeah.
epicaudal or low caudal.
Absolutely. So we are coming to the RO caudal position and check it again. Looks okay. There is a dissection, listen. There is a dissection which I can see.
Pull it.
We can
Is it
pull it a
spinning?
little bit back.
In the superior edge.
Yes, in the superior edge I can see a flap coming up. Check.
I mean, this is Kirti. I was just thinking, would it be better to take a 38 so that you're landed
Yeah,
well,
in
and
fact,
then
I
you
was
come back?
thinking-
Because I feel that you undersized your stent in terms of length.
Yeah.
If I look at OCT, I think you should go from landing zone to landing zone
Yeah.
and get that size precisely. You have the imaging tool right there,
Okay,
so why don't you use
okay.
it?
Epicranial. I was thinking the same,
Yeah.
but I was, it
You
happens.
want it to come back more, Kirti? What are you saying?
No, it's okay.
Well, I think that he needs to. He has an OCT run from the LAD. He should use that optimally and figure out the landing
So
zone.
this looks
from
okay
the
to me.
proximal to the
This
distal.
looks okay to me.
You
Distally,
might have
though,
a very small area to do a pot proximally, so
Yeah.
you might want to extend it a
that is
little,
Yeah.
cover
I
it
can-
all the way to the ostium of the
Yeah,
LAD.
I can
Point
extend it.
into
There is no problem. Okay.
Exactly. Just take that out and take
Out.
a 38. Go from the ostium to
No
down
problem.
there,
No
and you
problem.
have enough to do a pot.
Yes.
That streaming type of thing, I think when you checked it when the stent
Nitro,
is there,
please.
sir, now
Give
you
some
can see
nitro.
once. Without any stent or shaft across, you can see whether there is a dissection proximally, what you are suspecting.
Yeah, there is
Layered
a
up.
a small flap which is going up. Yeah, 38. There is no harm in taking. There is no difference. Like if you use a 33 or a 38, for the long run there is no problem. So, I completely
But on
Agree.
that was around coming around
with
50.
Professor Kirti.
Thank you
Kirti,
very
you
much.
felt in OCT, the disease is starting right from ostium, is it?
Yeah.
No, I think, see, when you have a couple of millimeters of the
Yeah, I
ostium
know,
left, there's no
that's-
point in leaving them. You may as
Yeah.
well take that ostium as your
And
starting
also,
point
what
and stick
happens
with
is
the landing
that you will
zone.
keep, pulling, pushing, and it's just
Yeah, you're just
trying
mucking
to-
around over there. You
Yeah,
may as well
yeah.
make a simple procedure.
make it faster and then put 2-3
it-
more millimeters, and that's all.
Because I think Praveen mentioned there was a calcified calcified area there. He doesn't
No,
want to-
that's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Check, please. Check, please.
Okay.
Yeah, we have place here. Okay, fine. And then go to ariocaudal. Or ariocaudal is also fine. Check please. Center. Thoda piche ko. Haan, that looks nice. This is what they want. Check please. Yeah? Okay.
That looks great, actually.
Yeah. Okay, iliocaudal also. I will just reconfirm. Because I don't want to come into the circumflex now. In that enthusiasm. Yeah, it's overlapping a little bit. It's overlapping. The circ is overlapping. Apicaudal. Check please. It's okay, but you know this stent is actually on the half on the marker. Yeah.
Yes, we might want to just
yeah,
come back
just
and
a
put them in.
little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
So then,
Check please. It's okay. I think we are fine.
yes.
Go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. That's all. That's all. Deflate. Epicranial. I'll pull it a little bit back. I think it's done all. Don't inject.
No, I'm not
It's
injecting.
okay. So the stent distally looks expanded. We went up to
12.
10, 12.
12. 12 is the nominal.
So,
10 is the nominal.
yeah. All right. And so can we have a balloon for the proximal expansion?
What is the
Sir, I
size
think-
of
Looks okay.
Sir, I think finally you will also do a kissing and imaging.
Yes, yes,
If
yes.
you permit us, we'll go to
Yes.
Chennai and then
Yes.
we'll finish that presentation, come back to you. We already exceeded 10
Certainly.
minutes with you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Please go ahead. Yes.
Dr. Praveen Chandra, we are with you, sir.
Okay.
We
can you
also
go to
have
the
Dr. Gregstone and Ajay joined
Ariocaudal,
here.
please. Ariocaudal.
Dr. Chandra, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. So we have done the, all the steps of, double crossing, and
Yeah.
now I'm going to take a final picture for you. We did the 2.75 into 38, and then post dilated proximally with a 3.5 and distally with a 3 millimeter. And this is the final picture I'm going to show you now. Okay. It appears that there is a small dissection proximally in this view. And can we also look at the OCT? I've just done the OCT also. Show the OCT pictures from the very beginning.
The
Very
HT
beginning.
sections are seen quite well in OCT.
Yeah. So now you can see this is the distal stent.
no
is-
dissection distally?
No,
Very
nothing.
good landing. Yep.
Yes.
So those are the original lesion start. The lipidic plaque was well pushed.
Yes.
Stent expansion is good, and we don't see the diag yet.
Yeah, we'll see that now. Yes.
That's the wow. Diag is even bigger than LAD.
Yeah, it's quite big.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have done a
3.5.
3.5.
And then look into the proximal edge, which is concern.
Yeah, that is
Still
the
we see the
concern.
stent.
Yes.
Oh, there is
yeah.
a dissection.
There
Yeah,
is
still
a-
stent. Yeah.
There is a dissection here just at the ostium. You see that?
Yep. That's 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's medial dissection.
Yes, absolutely. So this situation, I think we'll have to fix it. Okay.
First we fix circ.
Yeah.
We'll put the diagonal
And
wire in the
we'll
circ.
put the diagonal wire into the circumflex now before we put the stent in the circumflex. Okay.
I think you can work in peace, sir. Hopefully,
Yes.
we will
Yeah.
stabilize everything.
Yeah.
Thank you for an excellent demonstration of LAD diagonal bifurcation
Thank
and
you.
usage of OCT, how to demonstrate dissections,
Yes,
optimal
yeah.
stent expansion.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you very
have,
much.
Dr.
Namaste. I am Dr. A. Srinivas Kumar, Senior Consultant Cardiologist, Director Cardiology and Clinical Research, Apollo Hospitals, Hyderabad. This video brings to you best wishes from FACS Foundation and TCT India South Asia 2021. This live case learning series, this video gets to you. Another interesting live case demonstration messages of a recent patient of anterior MI with severe dysfunction and had a LAD diagonal disease, which was tackled by two stents techniques by Dr. Praveen Chandra from Medanta Hospital, New Delhi. What we have learned in this patient is whenever you face a patient with recent MIs, LV dysfunctions, the point of initial stabilization of patient, where initially patient had more of heart failure symptoms and then also raised pulmonary artery pressures and then right-sided pressures were elevated. Patient was stabilized with decongestive therapy and then taken up for the procedure with more suitable contrast like Visipac, and then images were obtained which had shown significantly LAD diagonal disease, and LCX and RCA were okay. So in this sort of scenarios of LV dysfunction, then role of hemodynamic support was also discussed. But unfortunately in our country, because of cost issues, we do not have many of these support devices available. But in patients who have 20-25% EFs, probably the pre-treatment is what we can do, stabilize the patient. And if at all, sometimes we could take the help of IABP. But here, the procedure was planned precisely without too much of contrast and optimal dilatations, and with expertise of Dr. Praveen Chandra. Finally, patient result came out well. But what we have also seen after immediate angiography is he has taken a run of OCT, which the images were almost like a regular contrast OCT, but it was done with saline. So we also learned that OCT pictures can be obtained with saline also. And a regular morphology assessment is okay, but sometimes post-stent stent rendering, there could be some challenges with saline infusions. But pre-procedure saline injections showed that diffuse nature of the disease and the proximal landing zones of proximal LAD and distal LAD were identified, and then the calcium, which was there more proximally than the lesion site, was also noted in the OCT findings. Professor Akiko, which was there, also mentioned that the diagonal osteum also could be seen with the OCT run. And then Praveen Chandra's doctor mentioned that to make it more clear whether osteum of LAD is involved or not, then another OCT run was taken through the diagonal, and then it was demonstrated that diagonal was quite big in caliber, as big as almost like LAD, and then only osteum of the diagonal was involved with the tight disease. So that's why it was decided to dilate the diagonal and also follow two-stent approach, because here patient had LV dysfunction and we cannot afford to lose such a bigger diagonal branches at any cost. That's why it electively two-stent strategy was followed. And in the two-stent strategy, whether to do the mini crush or a culotte, then Dr. Praveen Chandra followed DK crush technique, because both branches were equally bigger, and then probably the diagonal also bigger branch. So initial dilatations were done, and then stenting was done in the diagonal with a balloon in the LAD, and then discussion was whether to take NC or regular balloons if sometimes NCs do not cross. Then probably NC balloon was used to do initial crush, and then wire was again recrossed. Then the initial kissing was done. Then after that, diagonal wire was removed totally. That's an important step to prevent wire getting trapped in within two layers of stent. Later on, then the LAD stent was taken. Initially, they thought 33, but to cover up entirely from the osteum, finally 38 mm stent was taken. And then after the stent deployment, then the final kissing was done. Then the optimization was done with a bigger sized balloon in the proximal portion, and that's how the point of stressing, even though you need to have a reasonable amount of length of stent in the proximal portion, proximal to bifurcation, so as to do pot, was also stressed upon. And then in final pictures, when the OCT was taken, there was some suspicion of a dissection in the proximal portion, and that was very well delineated by the OCT, where the proximal portion there was actually medial dissection extending, shown very clearly, which Dr. Praveen Chandra thought should be tackled with another stent. but the final result obtained distally was very good, and then patient was hemodynamically stable. And that's how the OCT helped us to decide on whether to follow 2 stents or 1 stent approach, showing that both vessels are bigger and only the osteal disease was there, then decided for 2 stents. And then we also learned that OCT could be done even with saline injections, but sometimes there could be challenges in imaging. But in patients who have severe dysfunction and probably CKD, you could follow that modality also. And finally, post-procedure, after the DK crush steps were effectively demonstrated, then finally post-procedure showed some small dissection, medial dissection in the proximal portion of the stent, which could have been missed without an OCT. Thus, we have seen the effective demonstration of a LAD diagonal 2 stent technique in the DK crush, with showing all the steps and highlighting the importance of imaging. Hope you all liked this live case demonstration of this severe dysfunction patients with LAD diagonal disease. Thank you. Yours, Dr. A. Srinivas Kumar.